Wow. Yeah, it's actually been quite a while since I joined Lyra. April 2024, third year in uni. Yeah, I just joined Lyra. Yeah, so I currently work at Paraform right now, which is currently one of our bigger clients at the moment. Paraform is a platform that kind of streamlines the recruitment process for many companies by allowing them to gain access to a very well-curated set of real recruiters, which is something that we don't really see in the market right now. I manage all the people at Paraform and also do work for them as well. We also build the tools to further refine that process of recruitment. But yeah, that's what I do at the moment. I reckon some of the biggest changes since I joined in 2024 is the fact that we've grown to such a big team. When I joined, there was only quite a few people in Sydney. It was around 4, including myself. It was quite small back then, but then now it's actually like really big, 80 people, including all the ops team and the engineers too. And also the fact that we have this office now. Never thought I'd see this kind of view in an office in my career. It's probably one of the biggest changes. Yeah, so I actually knew Eoin from dance because he actually does breaking in uni. I was actually part of a dance society and I actually knew Eoin from there. I saw in his Instagram story that he worked on this really cool project for 88 Rising. Back then, I was really into that artist, followed a lot of their music, especially like Nicki. I just reached out to him and said, hey, this looks really cool. Where can I apply? And then stuff just happened from there. My day-to-day, it kind of changes pretty often. Depends what the priorities for my client is. Something that stays consistent throughout my day-to-day is the fact that I'm able to communicate a lot with my client, especially talk very often about where the project is going, different features or stuff that I can work on, or any improvements that I can make to the code base and also the platform as well. Since code these days is pretty easy to write, especially with all these AI agents and crazy agentic workflows and stuff, I spend most of my time just reviewing other people's PRs and auditing my own PRs as well. If I'm not doing that, oftentimes I'm just like reading up on other documentation or other interesting things that pique my interest to kind of help myself grow as an engineer. So yeah, what do I normally do after work? It often kind of depends how I'm feeling. There's a lot of like clubs that we have in Lyra. We have like badminton club, table tennis, even have like a movie club as well. It's pretty cool. Some of the ones I frequent are the table tennis club. It's kind of crazy because table tennis I only got into after I got into Lyra and now everyone looks like a crazy Olympic pro. I also frequent poker club as well, which I find really fun. It's usually on Fridays. However, if I'm not doing that, I'm usually playing games with my coworkers. Right now, we're all playing Slay Spire 2, if you know what that is. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of that these days. Oh, yeah, no, we have never stayed until 11:30, let alone be forced to stay until 11:30. We kind of just work until we feel like we've done enough because our hours are pretty flexible. Some people kind of rock up a lot later in the day and kind of like still work within their 8 hours. So it's pretty flexible. For me, I just work my regular 9 to 5 and then finish up on work. Sometimes I do stay back in the office if it gets super urgent, if I'm being super honest, but a lot of the time it's really stable. The only time I do stay that long is if there's like some crazy event, like some poker night, or we play table tennis for like 3 hours straight, but never have I ever stayed that long. So I reckon one of the main things why to apply at Lyra, and this is what I've asked like many coworkers as well, is the fact that they get a lot of really great exposure to a lot of different projects, also really good projects as well. We have this really great community of people that kind of love sharing what they're working on, and it kind of helps everyone grow as an engineer, which is something that I really value in a company. A lot of us are working on our own features, a lot of ownership over our own work, which is really nice to have. Also, the culture is really good compared to a lot of other companies as well. I feel like the fact that we have a very high emphasis on clubs as well, importance of hanging out after work and also balancing that work life is really good. So yeah, I reckon one of the biggest things I've seen that circulate online is the fact that Lyra kind of just builds MVPs for clients and then kind of leaves them alone, which is not really what we do. You can talk to any of the engineers at Lyra and you can see that they're really passionate about the project that they're on, the client that they're on, and they will always try to stay with them as long as possible to make them grow as big as like other really successful startups like Uber and Airbnb. And you can kind of see that is very real because you can see people like Paraform or README or Chakra, they're doing super well just from us putting a lot of care and passion into their projects and really working towards the bigger feature past the MVP. So I feel like that's one thing people usually get wrong about Lyra.